Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer Tournament. We have a late night special for you. Super late match coming out of the singles division. We have a match between Grimelios and RainbowPoogle. On commentary, my name is Shed. I'm joined by Ozzy. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. It's a late evening to see a great matchup like Grim and Poogle going up against each other like this, but I'm pretty sure they'll keep us entertained into the evening.
Hopefully they will, sure. I, for one, hope it's not the bad kind of entertaining where everyone gets randoed and it's terrible. I hope we just actually have a good race for once.
Oh, we always get good races. Whether or not the seed wants to make it a great race, that's an entirely different story. We have seen the randomizer throw some genuine curveballs at our runners, but sometimes the seed's like, here's like half this all your skills right at the first 4 pickups. Enjoy, have fun. Whether or not that'll happen.
Then, of course, the seeds that's happened to in the tourney have put the all-important keys in god-awful spots. Yes. All right. In any case, this race between Grim and Poogle, I think whether the seed gives them nice spots or terrible ones, I think it should be a good race. They're both pretty good randomizer players. Grimelios is known as one of the best. Poogle is definitely good in her own right. Competes very well, and it should be a neat one to watch.
Yeah, they also have comparable preferences as well. Neither of them have their SRL race chat popped up, so none of them will know when the other finishes or not. Kind of just I guess a mind game thing going on. But the more important thing is that neither of them are a huge fan of Bash Grenade, which of course means they're probably going to get Bash Grenade.
Oh, absolutely. It knows. All right, we have our runners kicked off here. They will be starting in just a moment. We'll get our first couple of pickups that are available without any skills, and we'll see where the seed is taking them.
All right, I'm hoping that they don't get Bash Grenade as a fellow controller player, but it's going to be a Keystone, a very, very common first pickup.
Yep. Of course, there's 3 more pickups they can check, just 1 more keystone, and they can head off to the left, where there are quite a few more pickups. That energy cell is not one of the pickups. It is guaranteed to always be an energy cell, because we like to save sometimes. Only sometimes, though.
Yeah, we'd usually like to save a couple more times, but, you know, sometimes the game's just, like, gonna starve you completely on energy.
All right, we got our second keystone, so these runners can opt to head left. In fact, they might have to. After they collect sign here, get our ability to attack, and head up, check the other 2 pickups that are available to them immediately.
Yeah, not that either of these runners would probably complain, considering there is a plethora of items to pick up over on the left side of this 2 keystone door. And they're all easy to reach, and typically you just want to get them out of the way.
All right, third pickup. Very exciting. It's more keystones. All right.
I mean, why not get another keystone? That actually would be kind of convenient because they could stick it. Yep, there it is.
And more keystones. All right. So we have another 2 keystones. These runners can save them for later, or So we saw Poogle on the right side of your screen check an extra pickup here, what we call the fake flippers pickup, and it's Warmth Returned, which is quite literally the most do-nothing, useless pickup in the entire randomizer.
The greatest part was that she successfully did pick it up and use Alt-N-R to go back to start with the pickup, and immediately exit to the menu.
Runners checked another pickup, and it was a map stone, which lets them put them in the pedestal here immediately, which is always nice to do in Glades. And we find our first important skill, Charge Flame.
Yes. Charge Flame already gonna probably pay itself in dividends, giving them access to Charge Flame Tree without having to go through the Spirit Caverns. But they still need Wall Jump, and if Wall Jump isn't here, no, it's a Keystone.
I want to point something out here. The map pedestal, when they put in that map stone, gave them access to the swamp teleporter. And that might actually be bad news for our runners here, because that unlocks a few pickups without any other abilities whatsoever.
Alright, if this Wall Jump tree doesn't have anything, here's the thing, right? I swear this happens every single time you get Charge Flame early.
Oh no.
It's a Keystone. Okay, I'm willing to bet you 100% Wall Jump is the XP behind the blue breakable wall that leads to Charge Flame Tree.
I would take
Guarantee
that bet.
it.
I would take that bet if they didn't get the swamp teleporter as well, because there are 4 pickups now available to them with just that teleporter and no other pickups. But you could, of course, be right, and we find some sort of wall interaction at the pickup that we're seeing Grim head off to check, and looks like Poogle is heading that direction as well, both recognizing that they can collect it. Let's see what it is. It's another map stone. Okay, that's important. That's very important, because one of the pickups they could have checked from the swamp teleporter is another map pedestal. They might need that map stone. So it's very, very good that they collected it. Oh my goodness, though. This is one of them linear winding starts. Oh boy.
Yeah, and the only way it can possibly get worse is if one of the pickups they can grab over in the swamp area with their limited skill set happens to give them, say, Grotto Teleporter and another map stone off the map stone pedestal.
You know, that would be amazing. I want to see that now.
I've had that happen to me once. It was glorious.
How did the other direction happen, where you get Grotto first and then Swamp Teleporter? But, all right, something I want to note as well. There's a pickup off to the left here in Horror Field. It's a health cell that Grim and Poogle can both check with no abilities. But if they do, if you don't have wall interaction, you can't get out of the hole it's in and miss all of these other pickups that are here. So that could be interesting. Looks like Grim recognizes that and is going to check the other things and finds Bash. Nice.
That's gotta feel nice, but this is still kind of awkward, because Bash by itself without wall interaction is...
Poogle, go down. Poogle, go down. Yes, good. Excellent. Both runners finding Bash.
Alright, and Mapstone just gives XP. So that's our second Mapstone inserted. Mapstones, when they are put into pedestals, are progressive. So when they pick up the third Mapstone and put it into any of the pedestals that are littered throughout the landscape, it will give them a set reward at 3. So we are currently at 4 health stones, but still at 1 energy, which is really unfortunate, not only for saving, but because they're using Charge Flame, they're running out of energy very quickly.
Very good point, yeah. They're going to have to manage sort of the Charge Flame use and saving, and it's not a fun time until you get a few more energy cells here. All right, Grim is going to bait this Baneling to break open a stomp floor for him and check another pickup here. We're seeing Poogle check a pickup that Grim did not over here in the Spider Water area. It's Wall Jump for Grim. Okay, that's very important.
Yeah, so looks like Grim is just going to say, well, I've got Bash now. So that makes BRB a lot less terrible. It's always slow going through BRB no matter what skill set you have, but with Bash it makes it slightly less so. And Poogle, ooh.
Poogle's having some trouble with the Spider Water here. Looks like she's trying to use a double Bash chain and some fancy movement to try and check some extra pickups that aren't quite in logic yet. But sort of checking them while she's here and hoping there is something.
Yeah, the worst part is that because she has no well interaction, if she falls into the water, there is no way she can get out.
Oh, yeah. Very, very good point. All right, here we go. There's a pickup for Poogle.
This is the only one she can get right now. It is Spirit Flame upgrade.
And she alt-Rs without having collected Wall Jump.
Well, I think at that point she feels like, okay, that's enough. But I think she is... Oh, wow. She is going to do the Froggy Walk. This is... Wow. Okay.
It's in logic, for sure.
Yeah, it's a time-consuming trick to do, and sometimes it can be kind of annoying like that. You got to learn how to walk your frog.
Yes, of course, Frankie Walk being an important trick for the all skills category. In Randomizer, it's basically only used for what Poogle's about to do to check this pickup off to the right on the ceiling. She's having some trouble getting the frog to actually follow her. Billy does not want to go to the right at the moment. There he goes.
All right, come on, let's see if it was worth it, Poogle.
It's the water vein. Okay. Hello.
Totally worth it. Altar, please. Oh no, she's gonna use the Frankie to go and open up into. Oh wow, this is a bold move by Poogle.
And she's got a mega energy that she picked up that she's gonna use to open this door, and she has another one to save. She's going. Oh no, she doesn't have a health. Okay, she can't actually go through there quite yet. I'd be interested to see if she actually chooses to head through that direction, because that is not easy stuff with her skill set at the moment. But yes, as I was going to say, she found the water vein. Not quite the progression you're looking for, but it is very, very nice to have under your belt. That is access to the Ginso tree, one of the skill trees we need to visit later on. Of course, one of the two essential pickups, that and the Sunstone, that we absolutely need to get. So having it already is a load off of your mind.
All right, looks like Poogle's going ahead and checking out some of these places that you need either double jump, bash, or charge jump to reach, and it's just XP. I can't imagine Poogle will put off that wall jump location for too long, considering without wall interaction, there's not a whole lot you can do. And she is doing another Frankie walk. Oh my god.
See, here's the thing. I know Poogle. I know she loves these kinds of sequence breaks and difficult tricks, so she might actually just put off that location where wall jump is until the very last. It's very in character for her.
It looks like she only goes ahead and checks the one pickup there and decides to turn around and leave.
You can actually collect the first two pickups there with just bash. Actually, maybe three now that I'm thinking about it, but Google opting not to come down here and check some other stuff. Can't quite get it all. Meanwhile, Grimelios on the left side of your screen, let's give him some attention as well, has finished up collecting his dash tree. I don't think he's found anything in particularly interesting in BRB, but it is nice to get the dash tree out of the way, and since he has Charge Flame, he can come up here and get the Charge Flame tree out of the way. Also very nice.
And Poogle looks like she is going to go ahead and pick up some more things here in Spirit Caverns using Say to come back. Earlier we saw her. Oh my goodness, Water Vein is in Glades. We already knew this. We know exactly where Water Vein is, thanks to Poogle.
Mm-hmm. It's very true. Glades is kind of a small-ish area. There's a couple pickups that I don't think Grim has the ability to check yet, so I'd be surprised to see him actively search Glades for the Water Vein at the moment. He might do a couple things here and there, like check this ability cell, which he might have done anyway, to be honest. But I would be surprised to see him, like, sequence break to Gladeser or anything like that. Like, he would like to find some other skills to make sure he can fully search Glades once it's worth it.
Yeah, because, like we mentioned earlier, what Poogle did to get to that Water Vein is a time-consuming process, and not a whole lot of runners like to do it. Whoa, what was that? Charge jump?
Double jump.
Double jump.
Not quite as exciting as charge jump, but actually really nice. In a weird way, double jump is not in logic to do this, but as you can see,
Oh, and Poogle gets the Grove teleporter That's going to be a nice find. Especially since, you know, you don't want to have to open up that 4 keystone door if you don't have to.
Are we back? Am I back?
I think you're back.
Okay, cool. There we go. Sorry about that. A little bit of technological difficulty, but
Ooh, and Poogle finds extra double jump. Wow, everything is turning up Poogle right now. It's really impressive that she has been able to make it this far without wall jump.
Definitely. As I don't know exactly what I cut off there, but as you can see, Poogle can use double jump here as a pseudo wall jump. So she doesn't have to go collect the far one-off pickup that wall jump was, and will be able to do quite a bit with just the double jump that she has. Meanwhile, Grim seems to have collected double jump for himself and can put that to potentially better use than Poogle can with combination with wall jump.
Yeah. Poogle did find the Grove teleporter, so she, oh my god, she finds charge jump at the breakable plants underneath the Grove, the Grotto teleporter. Oh my.
She's being pretty thorough with her checks here. That's not a common check to see at this point for a lot of runners, but it paid off quite well for Poogle here.
Yeah, and Grim deciding enough is enough. I'm going through Death Gauntlet. And I can't imagine he wouldn't be just as thorough, honestly. Poogle going ahead and going through the typical routine of doing bridge skip, checking what was at water vein, checking what's the hidden XP over here, and it is the Valley teleporter. What a nice teleporter find for Poogle.
That's always a nice one to find to speed up your seed search in any situation, really. Of course, can serve as left side access as well if you don't manage to find Bash or Stomp. But of course they have Bash, so.
Yeah, Poogle, oh man, with all these skills, even with out-wall interaction, Poogle has so many different ways to explore Grotto. She can clear most of it out. The only problem she has right now is that she does not have enough energy, so she will be leaving this 4 energy door behind.
So I just noticed Grim fell past the location we know Charge Jump is and did not check it. So he will be doing his Grotto search where Poogle is right now without Charge Jump. That is potentially good for Poogle, although of course she is missing wall jump, which is never really fun, and is also several trees behind.
Yeah, but she does find the Gumon seal.
Yay. I guess? Maybe? I don't know.
In some parallel dimension where the Forlorn is like an actually important dungeon? Hopefully not for these players.
Yeah, it could be important. We could get a Sunstone and Forlorn clue, but I hope not.
Yes, and it looks like Poogle is making the wise call here, not going down to the mini-boss area of Grotto, which would be a little difficult, and finds Wind Restored.
Really.
Oh my god. Oh, she is going down here. Without wall interaction, I find this a little tricky. But then again, she has like triple jumps.
She has like 8 jumps. It's fine. And of course, with Charge Jump, this mini boss, Charge Jump and Bash for that matter, this mini boss kill is near trivial. Look at that, beautiful.
Yeah, I wish I could do that in most of my runs.
Meanwhile, checking in with Grim, he has also found Wind Restored. We didn't really comment on this, but Wind Restored is a nice utility pickup, of course, only if you manage to find Feather. But when you do, it is a great combination. Grim has opted to skip the mini-boss check entirely.
Which is actually going to save him a little time here. There was really nothing else too important at that mini-boss.
Wait, did Grim find Dash? He has Dash.
He does? When did he get Dash?
It was from, we were being told from the truck, it was from a map stone. So his 4th or 3rd, some sort of map stone check was Dash. That is an important pickup. Very fast. Very fast, especially late game.
Yeah, Poogle has still 2 map stones right now, so it might be a little while before Poogle will get access to Dash. But we are going to see both of them get an ability cell and go ahead and get their next tree, which is the double jump tree, and just some
We're
XP
sort of
for their
synced here. We're sort of synced here. They're both checking the same tree at the same time, but not really. Of course, Grim has more skills, although he doesn't have Charge Jump, which Poogle has, and Poogle has not yet been to the Dash or the Charge Flame tree.
And oh my goodness,
Oh,
Grim
boy.
is making the decision to walk the Franc.
That's interesting that he's doing this now.
Yeah, I think he is gambling with the fact that he knows that Water Vein is in Grove, and if it's in any of the other places besides this, which guess what? Lucky for him, Water Vein was right there. This saves him a lot of trouble, and he can go right into the Bash tree.
Huh? Yeah, I think he might have. He might be wanting to head up in Grotto, check a couple of the pickups up there, go around the swamp loop, and maybe considered, let's take this path through here instead and check this pickup on the way. What may as well. And of course, he gets very paid off for his troubles, collects the Water Vein, and with his skill set, he can actually check a lot of the Ginso tree, and we'll have to see if he wants to do that now or put it off till later.
He can check all of the Ginso tree. He can even decide to fully complete it and use that as his access to go into Swamp, which would be doubtful considering Grim. With this skill set, I think he would feel more than confident of taking one of the alternate routes to Swamp.
That's, while true, there are a lot of pickups up there, and if Grim feels like he needs to check more to find really anything at this point, then he might opt to do that. It's not the worst decision I can think of in the randomizer for sure.
Yeah, it could go that way. I just feel that he might just completely opt to Altnar as soon as he gets Bass Tree, especially now that he knows that the next clue is going to be huge info for him. It's going to be huge info for us because it could be the clue for the Gumon Seal, which we know where it is, but it could be that all-important hint for the Sunstone.
All right, seems like my theory was correct. Grim is opting to check this sort of swamp loop area, inner swamp, whatever you deem to call it, and head up to potentially all the way up the Ginso tree. Quick check-in with Poogle. She has also found the grand total of nothing in BRB, although she's also coming up here to check the Dash plant, which is also nothing.
The one time when you can actually get the Dash plant relatively easily, and it's nothing. Good job, game.
Thanks, game. All right, so Grim came back and is checking some more pickups in this area. He might actually be heading to swamp through this path here. Looks like he is. He's going to take this frog, do a trick from all skills known as swamp entry to break his way in, or maybe on the second try.
Wow, 383 experience points underneath the dirty water. That is a lot of XP.
I also just realized that Grim has had Dash this whole time, and he just started using it. Oops. That's an oopsies.
Remembering what skills you have picked up is hungry.
Especially Dash is important, though. That's the fast one. Alright, but he remembers now and will actually be using it to help him through swamp.
And he puts in another map stone and gets Grotto Teleporter, I think it was.
Well, we already have that one. We didn't need that. Thanks, Seed.
Yeah. Good. Poogle is going through Boulder area, getting this.
This is an area we didn't see Grim check. He opted not to come down here, so if Poogle finds anything important here, that could be pretty good for her. This is not an area you really want to come back to until perhaps you're ready to check the grenade tree. And even then, you might not even come all the way over here. Pretty rough for Poogle at the moment, though. She doesn't have another map stone to put in this pedestal here, which we, of course, wouldn't know would give her dash. It's kind of unfortunate here. We saw a couple map stones out of the swamp loop. I'm not exactly sure where Grim found the other ones that he has, but... or had put in, at least.
If I had to imagine, Grim probably picked up a couple of those over on the left side of Grove teleporter, because he did go up that way.
Ooh. Poogle is making a play to Valley already. That's kind of fun. She finds Climb at the bottom as well.
Oh, and she has freaking Charge Jump with Climb. That is one of the best combinations of skills in this game that can give you a huge plethora of access to areas you otherwise would need Stomp for.
Absolutely.
And Grim is making his entry into the Ginso tree.
Opting to check the quite actually good density of pickups here. Of course, also does have enough keystones to get up to the Bash tree. Always nice. Never have to do the dumb, admittedly, key dupe in this area. Poogle has headed to the Valley entry area. I don't think we've seen this yet out of Grim, so this could be good.
I think he checked the just the flower and the Stomp location at Valley.
And we didn't see anything out of the XP that Poogle checked, so nothing of import.
Yeah. So one thing to note about Poogle finding Climb there is now she doesn't have to worry about finding wall jump. She has wall interaction after all this time.
Yes, that's very true. Thank goodness. And looks like she's going to opt to watch this cutscene here, gain access to the Grove teleporter. Interestingly enough, Grim is in halfway up against a tree, up to Bash, and will be fighting his mini-boss. Go ahead, I interrupted you.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why she is doing this is because she wants to go over this way and go get her seaplane tree that she has yet to acquire.
That is a good point.
So far, some health cells, keystones, things you would not say no to in a siege like this. And XP, and we're gonna see what Bash Tree is, and this is gonna be a turning point for Grim.
Oh my goodness! We find the skill grenade at the Bash Tree. That is particularly interesting to me. It's free blue wall breakage. It's good verticality for Grim in combination with Bash. But importantly, that also means that Poogle will absolutely have grenade jump. She already has charge jump and climb, and we're not sure that Grim is going to ever check where either charge jump or climb was. They're kind of off in weird or one-off positions that he might not ever check.
Yes, but he is making the decision to continue past the Bash Tree and climb Ginso. We'll see if he decides to go past the Keystone Doors, because this is usually most runners do not like to go ahead and go past that point because, well, E-Find Glide.
There's Glide. All right, so it paid off. I
Yeah.
kind of like this check from Grim in particular because there's quite a few pickups. He knows he can check them all fairly efficiently, and I would not be surprised to see him altar after checking this last keystone. Yep, there we go. And of course it paid off. He found Glide.
Yeah, Glide is going to save him a lot of effort going through Valley. And especially since both runners have winds restored, so they can just hold Glide down and ride up.
I want to say, I'm pretty sure this is full lumberjack mode for Grim. That, of course, being a colloquial term for he knows he can complete the game at this point. He can go visit every tree. He can do the final escape. He's just looking for the Sunstone, and, well, he's looking to hit the trees so that he can get the clue for the area that Sunstone is in.
Yeah, and because he doesn't have Stomp and he doesn't have Climb, he's going to do what's called Fast Stompless. This will let him break the blocks
Nice.
and get the glide tree.
Grim related to me before this race that he was not a huge fan of fast stompless and really only does it if he thinks he has to, but that was very well done for him. Clean first try.
Yes. Poogle seems to be holding up on the, just trying to figure out exactly where she wants to go next. Understandably so, she's still kind of up in the air.
Poogle finally found another map stone. If she goes somewhere with the map pedestal, which it looks like she is, she's going to find Dash right now. There it is.
Awesome. Thank you, Poogle.
And the curtain Barnacles. Very excited or potentially frustrated about that pickup because she, of course, did acquire it so late. Meanwhile, Grimelios over in Sorrow, heading up to the charge jump tree. He is rushing trees at this point, just getting those trees, heading towards his third clue as fast as he can.
Well, meanwhile, Poogle is making her way through the rest of Barrows and getting herself towards that all-important light grenade tree. With charge jump, double jump, she can also check this one thing up here, just a keystone, nothing too exciting.
There we go, charge jump tree for Grim. This has just been kind of unfortunate for Poogle so far. Her early game routing meant she never found wall jump. She found dash after a very long time, so her checks haven't been particularly fast, and she just hasn't quite found the skills that Grim has, or has found them very late, and as a sort of extension of that, has also not checked very many trees.
Yeah, well, she made some very bold plays early on. The lack of wall jump kind of slowed her actual progress to making up some very efficient pickups to get some map stones, to turn them in, to get dash. It really held her back, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, we're seeing Grim flying through Misty Woods. He's very experienced with this area, a long-time runner of this game.
Yeah, it's always nice when you have double jump, glide, charge dash. Misty Woods is smooth.
This is an interesting choice from Grim to go to Misty first, actually, now that I think about it. He'll be getting his 9th clue at the climb tree, and of course he's checking every pickup on the way just in case he gets a Sunstone and Misty clue. He knows he doesn't have to come back through and do the first half again, but he also still has yet to do the grenade tree, and he might be searching through this area for something like Stomp or Climb Charge Jump to potentially not have to do the annoying sequence break to get to Light Grenade.
That's certainly nice, for sure. And Sorrow, he's going back up.
Alright, so that's not so bad. He has dash, he has glide, he has bash. He can check a lot of Sorrow very quickly, and it's not entirely terrible. So I'd expect to see him head up there right now, actually. He probably will do that first before Light Grenade, although he might not. Alright. Never mind, he's going to Light Grenade first, get the tree out of the way, then search for the key that he needs.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe his mindset is maybe if I go over this way, I'll find something that'll help speed up Sorrow, or even
like the Sorrow teleporter, for example, would be nice.
Yeah, just anything that could give you that edge, because you have to do this tree no matter what. So you might as well do this now.
Fair enough. Meanwhile, Poogle on the right side is getting to the Stomp tree. She has not been here yet. We'll be getting that check. I think this will also be her 6th tree, and thus her 2nd clue. She's going to be disheartened to find it to be the Gumon Seal clue instead of the Sunstone clue. And of course, she also already has the Gumon Seal, not like she needed to know where it was.
Yep, and we're seeing probably one of the most infamous sequence breaks in all of the Randomizer. The Froggy Walk to break over to the Lake Grenade tree. Because he does not have Stomp, he does not have Climb. He has no other way he can break this open. This Froggy normally dies during the boulder animation, but because they did the boulder skip, this Froggy lives. And if it dies at all, it is dead forever.
You can reload the save to sort of respawn it, but yes, if it dies once and then you save, you're done. You can't do this trick at all. Nicely done from Grim. That is not as easy as he made it look.
Yeah, that Frankie is like on a suicide mission. There's just so many ways that thing can die.
It's like a magnet, except spikes and a frog.
Alright, Grim is gonna go ahead, do this cutscene skip, head over to Light Grenade Tree, get his final tree, and make his way back over to Sorrow, and praise to God that it isn't the vanilla Sunstone.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that probably would be the worst pickup, I think, at this point. Although, actually, no. We saw in the race earlier, Oshimine had to do some particularly nasty bashes with the frog. And Grim doesn't have charge jump, which is the easy way to get that pickup. And he might have to do the same. I don't want to see that. I don't need to see people struggle with that trick twice in a day.
Yeah. It's kind of an interesting thing. For those that are probably watching the VOD in the future or something, or seeing this particular race out of order, the previous race also had the Sunstone in Sorrow in a very, very special location. And there are people currently watching that are hoping it's a repeat performance.
Well, I hope it's not. Some people might hope for it. Grim had the heads up, of course, to check the couple of pickups in sort of that valley main room, which are considered part of Sorrow for the clue and, in fact, for the game's own consideration. He's now going to be scouring the area, looking for that shiny red rock.
Yes, he's got the entirety of Left of Sorrow to go through now. There are several pickups here, so it could very easily be one of these. Extra air dash is kind of nice, but honestly, at this point, I think he doesn't care.
Quick check-in with Poogle. She has entered the Ginso tree and gotten up to bash. Would not be surprised to see her continue up here as well. She might still be looking for something to help a little bit, although maybe with that grenade pickup she won't. It is potentially an interesting choice for her. We'll see what she opts to do. And there's an altar, so she will not be finding Glide.
Ooh, and there's the coveted 1 experience points.
Oh boy.
Flower and Sorrow. Congratulations, Grim. I know you deserved it.
I love 1 XP. Thanks, Sigma, for putting this in the video game.
So we're going to go ahead and see what is up here. This is a grenade block location. Luckily, players had no way to not get grenade in the seed. So he's going to find out it's totally not worth it. Okay, we're down to the final 5 pickups here on Left of Sorrow. If this does not have Sunstone, he is going to have to retread his way back up to where what we call the Dorito Cave section.
Oh boy, 1 more check. Oh boy. It's not there. All right, it's not. Excuse me. It's not in Left Sorrow. We're going back to Upper Sorrow, and it could, in fact, be one of the absolutely terrible pickups. I'm excited.
How can you not be? Okay, Poogle is making her way, and because she does not have Glide, she is going to have to do a Sorrow Bash. Which, honestly, isn't as bad as I originally thought. It's one of those things that looks more impressive than it actually is to perform. But it's
still very difficult. But
yeah.
It's one of those Ori speedrunning essentials. Like, if you plan to run this game in any category, really...
Oh, he finds it!
No, there's the Sunstone. It's on the right side of Dorito Cave. All right, so Grim will be breathing a sigh of relief that he doesn't have to check any of the god-awful pickups in Sorrow that are up top. And we'll be heading to the final escape.
A breath of sigh of relief from Grim, but a horrible realization dawns on me. Poogle is going to have to get that, and she doesn't have Glide.
Oh, no. That is a... Yep, I mentioned the terrible pickups in Sorrow. If you don't have Glide, that becomes one of them. Very quickly.
Oh, that's ugh. And it's not like she's rolling in health. I mean, she's got a decent amount, but even with extra defense, charge jump, and double jump, that is still a rough location, no matter way you look at it.
Being trolled by birds as well, trying to check this pickup here in Misty. Alright, there you go. But she still has 2 trees to go, doesn't yet have the Sunstone or the Sunstone clue. Grim is entering the final door to Horu. It is it's looking like Grim's game here.
Yeah, at this point, Grim has this win in the bag. He will be moving on more than likely. Poogle, on the other hand, is making her way through Misty Woods. Is going to go ahead and pick up most of these locations. A lot of the locations that the pickups in Misty Woods up till Clam Tree are relatively fast and easy to get. With skills like double jump, dash, and yeah, you just pick them up reflexively even.
Something slightly fortunate for Poogle here. Meanwhile, Grimelios has performed his door warp and is starting the final escape. But something fortunate for Poogle here is that she hasn't collected the sea jump tree yet, so she can sort of, once she finds the Sunstone and Sorrow clue, she can sort of do both of those things in one swoop. But it's still unfortunate for her without glide. Slightly easier with quad jump, which she has, but still definitely rough. But eyes on the left side of your screen, Grimelios is in the final escape. It's not the most difficult one. He does take a quick little death there in the second room.
Yeah, I think he was trying to pull off a grenade bash right there, and he got his timing mixed up.
But he'll be all right. Not the most difficult escape. He has bash. He has a way to break both of these walls in the form of charge flame and charge dash. He's plenty of health, so the water isn't even scary.
Yep, Poogle has successfully gotten her climb tree, and now she is going to go ahead and make her way back to the valley, and probably make her way upwards. And successfully pulls off fish traps.
There we go.
GG for Grim.
GG for sure. I will say, very nicely routed on his part as well. I didn't think he really made any, even knowing where things were, I don't think he made any really big mistakes at all. Very nicely played. Meanwhile, Poogle, lacking glide, has to do Sorrow Bash, as we mentioned earlier, to get up into Sorrow Pass. But she is an all-skills runner, is practiced with this trick with all manner of ability sets. That's close to the spikes. Oh boy, you have charge jump. Get up there. Oh, that was close. But unfortunately, not enough.
Yeah. I don't think she has ultra defense. I could be wrong here. I think she does.
I am pretty sure she does. We can, of course, confirm in a bit, maybe, if she opens the ability menu up again. But I am almost certain she does.
At least one thing to note here is because this is going to be her ninth tree, she is going to know this is where she needs to look, which means she's going to start her search up top.
Meanwhile, Grim has finished. He got through his final escape with basically no problems on the second try, and has finished with a time of 41:18.
Poogle, yeah. Because she doesn't have glide, she's going to have to use another rocket jump technique here in order to get the necessary height into here, because those spike walls pretty much niche any ideas. And she is doing one of the most difficult tricks to do. It makes it look easy.
Of course, with charge jump and quad jump, it's one of the easier versions of that. It's not that terrible, but it is still not easy for sure.
Yeah, I think the lowest amount of health you need in order to successfully do that with charge jump and charge dash and double jump is like 7 health.
It's a lot, yeah.
Alright, she knows she needs to start her looking here. And wow, somebody was paying attention during the last race. Knows that, oh god, what if it's this again?
Yeah, it's
Sadly,
not.
it's not.
It's a pretty fast check from the charge jump tree if you have charge jump, unlike what we saw have to happen earlier on. And she will be continuing through this path, perhaps heading up, grabbing the teleporter, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe using it as a save point. That's also good. And then perhaps heading all the way up to check the 2 pickups at the very tippy top of Sorrow. One of which being the Vanilla Sunstone, which is always fun.
Yeah, we did not see what those items were. Grim was lucky enough to avoid having to go up there. I doubt Poogle will do that immediately. I think she might opt to check some of these locations. We'll see.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because without Glide, it's kind of a pain to get up there, isn't it?
You can get up there with a neat grenade jump angle, and I'm pretty sure Poogle knows about that. Oh no! No, go back up! There's pickups in Dorito Cave. No!
No!
Oh no. Alright, we're gonna see Poogle check left Sorrow here first, most likely. It's not slow. She has a lot of abilities. It's a little bit difficult without Glide, of course, but it's not
It's so hard to not take
Quick
any
update.
damage here.
Quick update. Poogle took a glance at the SRL window, saw Grim has finished, and is opting to forfeit the race. Not the worst decision. It's kind of a terrible seed, and she has chosen to take the loss here.
Well played, Poogle. There is no doubt in my mind that you made some amazing displays tonight. So
Absolutely.
I will not take that for granted.
But unfortunately, just kind of got randoed. Missed Glide. It's unfortunate, but it happens. So that'll do it for the race here. We're going to have an interview with our winner.
Yep, we'll pull him in right in a moment.
And here he is, Grimelios. GG, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wanna commend you actually. That was just a very cleanly, well-routed, well-played seed. Was there anything that you sort of think you could have done better at any point?
Well, I forgot I had dash for a while.
Oh yeah, that happens.
I mean, I don't have an excuse. I just forgot I had dash, and then I just remembered again. So at least I didn't go like the whole seed without remembering.
Yes.
Otherwise, I was pretty happy with it. I felt fine about my searching for the water vein in Sunstone. Like, I could have found the water vein sooner since that Frankiok pickup was in logic early, but I didn't check it like at a weird time and lose time or anything like that.
Yes, something that we learned very early on in the seed, thanks to Poogle, who made some very interesting plays because she did not get wall jump at all.
See, I was kind of worried about that. I'll watch it back, but right when I found that was I knew that was potentially an advantage. So I was happy to find it.
I was actually about to ask that, so thank you for answering my next question already. I always like to ask as well, at what point did you sort of consider yourself in go mode? I can collect all the trees. Was it when you found Glide? I would guess, perhaps.
It was pretty much Glide. To a lesser extent, it was when I got it was when I got double jump and bash. Like, I knew that I was going to have a hard time on left side with just bash and double jump and rocket jumping and whatnot.
So extension to the question, what informed your decision to continue past the bash tree then?
Because I still needed some stuff. I wanted potential. I think I already had Valley TP at that point, but I wanted maybe Sorrow TP. I knew that I needed Glide. I still could have used Charge Jump. So there's just a lot of nice stuff up there that, since I was able to clear it so quickly, it definitely felt worth it. But Glide was the major factor. And once I found it, I was just in go mode. I mean, I think I finished up like the 4 keystones because they were right there, but then I was in go mode.
Of course.
Yeah, things ended up going pretty smoothly up until you found out that Sunstone was in Sorrow and you had to retread there. With that knowledge in hand, how did you feel about it being in Sorrow?
I felt fine. My rule of thumb is it's not particularly groundbreaking. It's if I'm in go mode, I'm pretty much going to skip everything rather than checking things, even if they only take an extra 2 to 3 seconds. Like, that's 2 to 3 seconds that I could be wasting for a statistically extremely small chance at finding the Sunstone or something. And I figured that I had enough abilities that it would be trivial to revisit pretty much anywhere in the game, even Misty. Like in the first half of Misty, I checked a few pickups that I wasn't sure if they'd be easy to get back to if the forest kind of was, not fully done. But otherwise, I even skipped the first two pickups in Misty. Like I said, with the logic that I'm just going to rush trees, and then once I get the clue, I'll continue being thorough.
And it certainly paid off well for you there.
Yeah, that was a fun seed, though. Like I said, the biggest mistake I think I made was forgetting I had dash. Arguably, when I got into Sorrow, I tried to do a super long save scum, like all of the left side, and then save scum back, and I just accidentally made a save in the middle. But that's a minor optimization at that point. So yeah,
Yes.
I'm happy with it.
Great. Well, with this win, you're moving a little bit more forward in the tournament. How do you feel about things going forward?
It's a relief because no matter who I face in the next two rounds, and there are a ton of really good people, like, make no mistake, I was still worried about Poogle. I mean, I'm confident, but I mean, Poogle's a good player too, but I'm relieved that I only have to win one match. So if I completely just mess up a lot, or if I get ultra randoed or something, I still have a little bit of wiggle room. I don't need to play perfectly for the next two matches.
It's always a good feeling for sure. And are you confident you're going to be able to do that?
Yes. Yeah. We'll see who I get paired against, but I'm confident that I can. I think I've gotten better at not making really stupid mistakes. I haven't gotten rid of all of them yet, but I'm getting better.
A good feeling to have.
Let me know your secret when you find out. So, with that is the last of tonight's races, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Thank you to our tracker, Chicken Supreme, for helping out with tonight with this late evening race. All of you have a fantastic evening.
Yep. We have another, for us moving forward, we have another match tomorrow morning. In fact, very early, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We'll have plenty of other races as well. Tomorrow is a packed day, in fact, with a lot of races right in a row. So check the schedule, look for us. We've got a lot coming up this week, and we will see you then.